Hi all. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Anup Rangan. I'm a native of Thiruvananthapuram district of Kerala state. I'm a postgraduate in computer science and engineering, working as an assistant professor at a well-reputed college here in Trivandrum. So I'm recording this video to help out the students of UG and PG level computer science stream. I hope my YouTube lectures will be useful for them for their studies too. I'm not so familiar with English. In conversation of English language. So kindly do forgive if any kinds of errors occur in between. I'm going to handle a subject named operating system, which is being included in most of the syllabus of different universities in India, especially for BTech Computer Science, IT, for BCA, and for BSc Computer Science, etc. So I'll be giving an introduction of that particular subject in this video, and the rest of the topics will be dealt in the forthcoming videos. I'll be uploading one after the other. So, shall we start with the subject? Okay, so what do you mean by an operating system? I'll illustrate with a simple example. Suppose you are leaving India to a Gulf country, and consider that you don't know the language of that particular country to which you are traveling. You don't know the local language of that particular country to which you are traveling. You know only the local language of your state to which you belong in India. And after the arrival there, definitely there will be a difficulty in communication for you, because of the language problem. Definitely there will be a difficulty in communication. So in such a situation, you need a kind of translator, or a third person to translate that particular language into understandable form. So a person who knows both the language should play a key role in translating that particular concept while you are communicating with another person. So definitely a translator is needed. Just keep this particular example in your mind, and then I'm coming to our subject. So consider you have bought a new software, or sorry, you have bought a new computer or a mobile device, or a kind of tablet or something like that. And definitely such electronic devices will never have the sense of recognizing human voice directly. So they need some kind of a medium that acts as an interface between the human beings as well as the particular devices. Okay, such an interface that acts as an interface between such a medium that acts as an interface between the human beings as well as those electronic devices, that provides a kind of communication mechanism or that acts as an interface. Such a medium is called an operating system. Clear? It's actually a system software that is being built up in that is being already built in inside that particular mobile device, such as tablets, computers, or something like that, or mobile phones, smartphones, or something like that. And definitely they don't have the capability to recognize human voice directly and processing them and to process themselves any kind of elements. But unfortunately, it acts as a kind of a platform that can accommodate a large number of applications too, such as a smartphone. That means such a large number of applications can be concentrated into integrated into a single platform, which can be used by a particular user by either a tap with using the fingerprint either a tap with using the finger of a human being, or with a keyboard stroke or something like that. So such a medium that acts as an interface between humans as well as the hardware devices or electronic devices such as these mobile phones, smartphones, etc. You call such a system software as an operating system. Okay, so there are certain functions. I hope you understood. There are certain functions for operating system too. The first one is the device management. Device management means you know that computers are always constituted of different devices, both a kind of hardware devices, printers, scanners, mouse, keyboard, etc. And definitely those the proper utilization of those resources, they may be called as resources too. So the proper utilization of those resources, it is actually the duty of such an operating system or such a system software to control and coordinate the activities occurring inside that system. That means how a particular user interacts with the hardware, and what all times or at what all sessions they can use that particular hardware, something like that. And that element is called device management, and such a function is called device management. And second one, you call it as memory management. See, you know that a computer or such an electronic device might have a large amount of memory, especially that RAM, you know, that random access memory, as well as the secondary memory that is being used for storage of different media. So, memory management refers to the process of how a particular operating system controls the execution of different programs that is being taking place inside a multi-programming environment, such as a computer. Execution means a kind of background operations, or a particular program is being ongoing currently, and such a concept is called an execution. And the third one, it's called file management. File management means it is and the third function of operating system called file management, it actually says that how different files are stored inside a computer system, and how they are accessed by a particular user, how they have been managed, the story how the storage has been managed inside the memory, and how different spaces are being memory space is being allotted for different files, and how they are divided into directories or something like that. And that's the third function of that particular uh, element called operating system. Clear? Okay, so I hope you understood. Definitely the rest of the videos will be uploaded soon.